she breaks all barriers for me. And I might be a little biased, but she will be a phenomenal WNBA player.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to FanBuzz Weekly. I'm your host, Patrick, with my co-host, Tyler, and we're breaking down the biggest stories and hottest takes in sports. Before we get going, just a reminder, we still have a giveaway going on. We're giving away a real, actual working car. It's a Ford Edge ST. The last chance to enter, though, is February 15th, Thursday. So make sure you're entering that for a chance to win. The link is in the description if you want a free car, because why would you not want a free car in this economy? So make sure you do that. On to the biggest topic, I think, in sports right now, the Caitlin Clark effect, because she is not just a player, she is a movement of sorts in women's college basketball. I don't think we've ever seen a player in women's college basketball as dominant as Caitlin Clark. Not only has she become the face of the sport, but she's also helped to bring more attention to women's basketball. I'd say more people are tuning in to watch her than any men's game going on right now, because she's on the verge of breaking Kelsey Plum's all-time scoring record, which she might already have broken it by the time you watch this, depending on when you're watching it. We need to talk about Caitlin Clark, obviously. I want to ask, is she the greatest player in both women's and men's college basketball? And should she stay at Iowa or go to the WNBA? Tyler, I want to hear your opinions.
We already know what I'm going to say about that second part. But to start, it is unquestionably that Caitlin Clark is the best player in men's or women's this year. If we're going with the men, you're probably looking at Zach Edey. And I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but he's averaging something like 24, 25 points and 11 rebounds. Like, really good season. I am an IU grad, but I got to give flowers. Like, Edey's an incredible player, probably going to win Naismith again. He doesn't come close to what Caitlin Clark is doing at the women's game. She's averaging 32, like 7 and 8. Like, just obscene production. It's not just the scoring, it is the playmaking. It's how involved she is on both sides of the floor. But yes, it's the shooting. And I think what makes her far and away the best player is that we've had legends in women's basketball in the past. You know, Candace Parker, Elena Delle Donne, Brittany Griner, just, countless legends in the sport. But the level of play has gone up so much in women's college basketball the last few seasons. And Caitlin Clark's still just blowing everyone out of the water. Sure, they lost to Nebraska, while, you can maybe make the argument that Clark's kind of hunting for the scoring record. Dude, it's unreal. Just watch any game of hers, and it'll just blow you away at how productive she is and efficient. Steph Curry's probably the best comp for her from a male perspective because of that unlimited range. As far as WNBA draft goes, listen, I'm an Indiana guy. The Indiana Fever have the number 1 pick. Please. See, my cat even wants Caitlin Clark in Indiana. Please go pro. I know that you could probably make more money in college. To me, I think the only way she goes pro is if she wins the Natty, because if she has another year of eligibility, I imagine she comes back. But I'm going to be the number 1 Iowa women's basketball fan during the tournament, just so that she can win one and go pro, because I need that Aaliyah Boston Caitlin Clark comp in Indy. It would be so fun. I will get tickets consistently to go see them play.
So here's the thing with that, and I'm going to disagree. I think she should stay at Iowa, mostly because of the money. And this is, people have talked about this all season, I'm sure, but her NIL worth, I think it's in the like 700,000s, something like that. And if you go to what Aaliyah Boston, the 2023 first overall pick by the Fever, what her contract is, this is from Spotrac, 3 years, 233,000, an annual average salary of 77,000. There's a good chance whoever's watching this makes more than Aaliyah Boston. So like, that's pretty jarring to me. Like, if I'm just making a smart financial decision, if I'm Caitlin Clark, I'm getting another year of that coin, and I'm trying to win a Natty if I don't this year. And then as far as whether or not she's the greatest, I think I don't really even care. She's the most well-known. Like, she's putting women's basketball on the map. It's kind of hard because it's all relative, like who the best is. But like, okay, let's play a game. Can you name who the top scorer in men's basketball is? Who's leading the nation? Because I know
this year, or is it all time? Oh,
yeah,
it's some dude from like Denver.
Yeah, Tommy Bruner of Denver. And when you look at the women's side, it's Caitlin Clark, then it's Juju Watkins. These are the best two players in the country. And look at what they're leading the country in scoring. So like she's obviously the best in women's basketball, unless you want to argue Juju Watkins. But she's putting the sport on the map, and she's doing it at a high level. I don't think there's really any debate about that. But there's a debate about whether or not she should go pro.
If you've made it this far into the episode and haven't watched women's college basketball, like in the past couple of years, I cannot recommend enough. You look at the scores, like I would drop in like 110 points in a game. The national championship, both teams were in triple digits last year. The quality of play, and I think this is what has been the big turnaround for women's college basketball. It used to be let's play like it's the 1990s and like post up and play slow. And then they're like, well, if the one thing I think we can compete with, we're not going to be able to dunk or do these things, 3-point shooting and spacing and tempo. And all of a sudden the games would spread out and fast. And the product is just phenomenally entertaining. We have some incredible shooters. I think it's allowing more of these players to become stars. And I think it's going to be overall good long-term for the WNBA. And Caitlin Clark is certainly the face of it. Although I thought Sabrina Ionescu was going to be that face. And granted, she's having a great career, but what Clark's doing at this level is just blowing stuff like that out of the water.
I've always thought, they need a great 3-point shot, like a Steph Curry, to really elevate the game. And I remember watching Brittany Griner at Baylor. That was electric. Like whenever she dunked, even if it was the most generic dunk ever, it's like, oh my God, a girl just dunked.
Yeah.
Like, you need something to sort of tune in for, something that's out of the ordinary. And everything Caitlin Clark does is out of the ordinary, whether it's, step back threes from the logo or, whatever it is. And speaking on women's college basketball as a whole, I think we need to talk about how it's having a huge moment right now. More people are tuning into the women's games and the men's games. Obviously, you remember the Iowa LSU national championship game that set all kinds of records. Why do you think the women's side is getting more attention than the men's side this season?
It's star power to me. I mean, and granted, I'm an IU fan. It's a down year, so I'm not watching as much college basketball, but I'm pretty confident I could name more women's college basketball players this year than men's. And I'm just outside of Indiana basketball, but like you get Zach Edey, and then I think Filipowski from Duke is another guy. Hunter Dickinson. He used to play at Michigan. He transferred from Michigan.
Okay. Tennessee, that Dalton Net guy or whatever, like his name around,
but I mean, like we just talked about with the way the women's sport is evolving, it's allowing all these stars to shine. I mean, we're talking about Caitlin Clark. Juju Watkins is a freshman at USC, and she's dropping like 40, 50-point games. We got Angel Reese and Haley Van Lith at LSU. We got Paige Buchers. I mean, we could go on. Like, there's just so many talented players. And I think we're going to see as these players start to consider going pro. I think the NBA, because they are joined with the WNBA, need to start considering, do we need to start upping these salaries and find a way to start paying these women more to get them to go into our league sooner? Because if they don't, they're going to lose out on years of talent. And I think that's going to become a real issue.
And speaking of Paige Buchers, I didn't even realize she was still at UConn. I think because she had a knee injury, or she's had some injury problems. She's the most well-known basketball player at UConn. And UConn, aren't they the number one team on the men's side right now?
Yes, correct.
That's insane. Like this, you know what I mean? Like that just goes to show you, like, point blank, like what these women are doing. And I also think it's not just like stars on the court. It's controversial, like figures and prominent figures at the coaching spot. Look at Kim Mulkey. Everything Kim Mulkey says or does, people are paying attention to. I know it helps that, LSU is sort of the Dallas Cowboys of women's basketball right now with Angel Reese and things like that. But like, you need people like that. You need the people that, get you riled up. They had a game. LSU had a game. Was it against South Carolina? They legit, I think they like sold out their and it was, I mean, you could see the crowd was just electric. So like, I don't know. It's all good things. It's all positive to see. Man, I think you're right though. I'm more excited for the women's tournament than the men's. And
Easily.
That's going to be the first bracket I fill out because I want to watch it.
Yeah, Indiana women's basketball has had a great few years. I'm really excited to watch them. The men's side is definitely not even going to the tournament. But I'm so excited about that and the possibility of Purdue choking in the first round again. If they ever win a national title, I won't be able to talk crap anymore. So that'll be sad. But again, number one, I'm getting that bracket Iowa all the way. And it's just purely for selfish reasons.
Now we just need like the female version of who's the guy? Robbie Avila at Indiana State.
Oh my gosh. I cannot wait for us to talk about that guy as the tournament comes up, because they're calling him Larry Blurred.
Oh my
First time they're ranked since the Larry Bird era at Indiana State. Terre Haute's finest. Let's go.
Oh my God, that's such a great nickname.
I know. I cannot wait. I would love to get an interview with that guy just because it is, Hoosier pride. Let's see what we can do, because what a get that would be.
I think we could all put on goggles in solidarity as we talk.
Absolutely. Love it.
All right, guys. Well, let us know in the comments what you think. We're asking, is Caitlin Clark the greatest college basketball player ever? From the women's side, honestly, from the men's side too. Let me hear your thoughts. And if you like the show, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all the new episodes. You can also listen to us wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's Apple, Spotify, whatever. And don't forget to check our newsletter. The link is in the description. Also, remember that car. That car is coming. It's a Ford Edge ST. I have a Ford Focus, by the way. That thing's lasted me like 15 years. So It's a durable brand. So anyway, we'll see you guys next week for the next episode. Thanks, guys.
Whether he's overrated or underrated, he's unbelievable value.
It's like, it doesn't matter if he's as good as Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. Those guys aren't in the Super Bowl. So what is the conversation?